You know, for thousands of years, we humans have been just completely obsessed with one metal, gold. We've gone to war for it, we've crossed entire oceans for it, and we've built economies on it. But why? What is it about this shimmering element that makes it so incredibly special? Well, let's start our quest and find out.
Okay, to really get it, you've got to see the value in action. On the left here, you've got a handful of common metals. Think copper, zinc, worth maybe 40 cents. And on the right, a piece of pure gold, the exact same size, worth a staggering 17,000 euros. That incredible difference is really at the heart of why we've been captivated for so long. And you might think gold is just for, pirate treasure chests or something, but it is woven into the fabric of our lives. It's the symbol of power in a royal crown, a symbol of love in a wedding ring. And get this, it's a critical part of the electronics inside the very phone you might be holding right now. It even protects astronauts in space. It's this amazing material that connects our past with our future. But before it can become any of those things, somebody's got to find it. And our quest begins hundreds of meters underground, tackling the hardest step of all, literally ripping gold from the earth. And the scale of this challenge is just mind-boggling. Even in a really good mine, for every million grams of rock you blast and crush, that's a whole metric ton, by the way, you might get back just a single gram of gold. Think about that. All that work for such a tiny, tiny reward. And along the way, miners have always had to deal with the classic imposter, pyrite. You probably know it by its more famous name, fool's gold. I mean, it's got that same beautiful glitter, that same shine, but it's just a common iron compound. It's a trick of the light that has broken the hearts of countless prospectors. But here's a fantastic little twist in the story. While pyrite might be fool's gold to us, it was once incredibly valuable. See, for Stone Age people, if you struck it with flint, it created sparks. This supposedly worthless rock was actually a key piece of their fire-starting toolkit. Amazing, right? So industrial mining is one way to go, but there's a much more iconic image, isn't there? The lone prospector, swapping the dark mine for the sunshine and the flowing water of a river. And this whole classic gold panning image, it all works because of one very simple principle: physics. Gold is incredibly dense. It's just so much heavier than all the sand and little rocks around it. So when you scoop up a pan of riverbed gunk and you gently wash and swirl it, all the lighter stuff flows away, while those heavy little flakes of gold sink right to the bottom. So why is it all so difficult? Why are we hunting for tiny little flakes? Well, this is going to blow your mind. The reason is its unbelievable rarity. If you could take every single piece of gold ever mined in all of human history and melt it all down, it would form one single solid cube just 20 meters on each side. That's it. All the gold in the world could fit inside a small apartment building. And that incredible rarity means that for most people, a hard day of panning might get you just a few euros worth of gold dust. But it's the dream, isn't it? It's the possibility of that one lucky day where you find a nugget worth over 1,000 euros. That's what keeps the hunt alive. It's a game of patience and a whole lot of luck. Okay, so once those precious few flakes are found, our quest moves from the wild into the workshop. This is where the final physical transformation begins, turning a raw element into something truly beautiful. Now, a key process here is something called alloying. See, pure gold is actually pretty soft, so to make it stronger, more durable for things like jewelry, goldsmiths melt it down and mix it with other metals, like copper or silver. This not only creates enough material to work with, but it can also change its color and strength. And from there, it is a truly meticulous journey of skill and patience. The metal alloy is heated to over 1,000 degrees Celsius, poured into a mold, and then it's hammered, rolled, sawed, bent, and polished. It's this intense hands-on process that transforms a simple block of metal into a work of art. And this brings us right back to the core idea of our quest: value. When you're working with gold, absolutely nothing is wasted. Every tiny filing, every little speck of dust that comes off during the process is carefully collected so it can be melted down and used again. Every single particle is just that precious. So we've found the gold and we've shaped it, but the quest doesn't stop in the workshop. The real story of gold is how this physical metal went on to shape the very abstract ideas of money, power, and history itself. Let's go back about 2,500 years.
A king named Croesus had this revolutionary idea. He took this rare, valuable metal, and he started making standardized pieces out of it, stamping them with his own royal seal. Suddenly, this wasn't just jewelry anymore. This was the birth of currency. That stamp was a guarantee of weight and purity. He created the world's first true coins. And the power of that idea has echoed through history. I mean, just look at the California gold rush. A single discovery in a river kicks off one of the biggest human migrations ever. Within just 5 years, the promise of gold turns California from this sparse territory of 5,000 people into a bustling state of over 250,000. It's just incredible. And don't think for a second this is just ancient history. Even today, in our digital world, major countries hold massive reserves of physical gold. Germany's central bank, for example, has about 95 billion euros worth just sitting in vaults. And why? Well, it's seen as the ultimate financial safety net, an emergency fund for the whole country that will always have value no matter what happens to paper money.
Which, of course, brings us to our final lingering question. In an age of cryptocurrency and all these intangible assets we can't even touch, why do we still put so much faith in this heavy physical metal that we dig out of the ground? Its rarity, its beauty, its incredible history, they've all combined to give it a power that so far has proven to be absolutely timeless.